What's up everyone, Alex here, and welcome to my little corner of the internet. We're drawing today. I want to draw, let me test the sound here first. I want to draw Bigender Buddy from the Gender Buddies series. Making sure everything's working because I'm using a Wacom and those are awful. Forgot to get my sketchbook, hold on. Hopefully I remember to actually cut this part so that I'm not like recording my face cam that is on screen, because that's gonna be weird. But basically I am doing this. I am doing my Bigender design, but basically I am using this as the idea for my design, and I'll explain why I chose some of the markings and stuff. But the Cecropia moth. I found this while looking up moths. I like the size. I like what it looks like. So basically the pattern kind of looks like little moons, like a little crescent moon. So I'm going to be playing into that when I draw this. My sketch layer is always a cyan blue. Give me a sec. Okay, have to remember to label my layers because I always forget, and then I get mixed up between 15 different layers later on. Oh gosh, I hate sketching things out. Don't look away. I'm probably gonna do it small because I'm better at drawing it smaller, and then I'll just expand it. That's what I'm doing. So shapes. My pencil doesn't always look that great. Basically, shoulders, the fuzzy part behind the head. This is where the head's going to be, pretty much, with the antennas like this. Might be longer antennas, I'm not sure yet. But straight line, I guess as straight as I can make it. And then it'll be just the body, and oh, it doesn't even go down that far. That's okay. We're gonna... Oops, that is a paintbrush. There we go. Okay, so basically kind of like this. It's got a chunky little body, and then it's got wings that come across. That is actually right where the head is. So the wings come across where the head meets that back part that's going to be fuzzy. So it's rough. It's very rough. I'm not an artist, like a classically trained artist is what I should go with. I'm not a classically trained artist. God knows that is true. But wing one, the shape is so interesting. So you saw different markings on the actual moth, and you saw that I had some very specific moon-like markings. This idea came about because I like the idea of moon phases. I wanted an excuse to show change in a state of gender, so moon phases are a really good way to like exemplify changes. I'm trying to fix the swing. Oh my goodness. I can't swear on this channel. I can, but I can't. I meant to make it along here. I'm trying to... That's why you draw lines and stuff, to help like make it symmetric. And this is going to be adjusted. It's just the sketch layer. It doesn't matter. I'll do the line layer on that later. Okay, so my idea basically was moon phases. And the first idea I had, which made me draw this like initially, is that this is like a full moon pattern right here. And if the moth were to close the wings together, it would make that shape. And I like the idea, like that's two halves coming together to make the full moon, but it's two half moons and also a full moon together, to show it's a bigender identity. I want all of these to always like represent the gender properly. So this is supposed to be fuzz. I'm gonna adjust it, but that way I at least know that's what I wanted to go with. And then I had like a half moon thing here. Normally this back fuzz is the color of it. It kind of bleeds into the wing here to look almost smooth. It almost like transitions from fuzz kind of blended into the wing, but instead I've made this half moon sort of pattern. I'm gonna draw these as circles and then like fix them in a minute. So circle 1, circle 2. I don't like that. I want those to be smaller. And that's why we're in the concept stages. So this and that. And I think I might keep it that size, maybe? Yeah. So these are like the little moon patterns. I need room because there's like basically a stripe that goes here and here on either side. It's a wavy stripe, but I'm gonna just kind of do this. What in the world happened? It goes like this. It's closer. And then this, whoop, this goes here. Man, that still looks crooked. That's okay. Yeah, I was trying to make it symmetrical, which is why it's a like top-down view of this creature. I thought that would be kind of cool to, I don't know, just make it kind of exemplify the two parts coming together for this bigender identity. Chunky little moon crescents. That's why I drew this as a circle, so I could follow it and make it straight as possible, but it's me making it, so I mean, nothing I do is straight. I used to tell people at work that any salad that I make is a fruit salad. That's the brush again. Sorry, I do my lines with the brush. I do my sketch layer with the pencil, so sometimes I will mix the two up because I'm cool like that. This should have gone down here and then like this. Makes me think of pizza slices, but I might also, whoops, that's not, oh no, put it back. Why would you do that? I might be, I'm probably thinking of Bug Snacks, which is why I think that this reminds me of pizza. Like maybe I'm thinking of something from that game. And that's why I think that this looks like pizza slices, but it does kind of look like pizza slices, if we're being honest. So, yeah. So the head obviously like is just going to be here. It's not actually going to be here. Like this part. That's not a thing. I use a Wacom, by the way, if you're wondering what outdated piece of tech I've decided to use for my drawing. It's a Wacom. It's an Intuos 4, so I'm pretty behind, but whatever, I guess. The creator of the tablet says it's pronounced Wacom, and you couldn't pay me to pronounce the name of it that way. No, thank you. I'm not calling it a Wacom. It's a Wacom. It sounds cooler that way, and the creator of the tablet should have known better. I know that on that side, that stripe is crooked, but who cares? The stripes do come up further, but because of the moon phase thing happening here, it just isn't. I cannot make like stripes like that. But yeah, this is the rough like outline, I guess, and then I'll go in darker, really emphasize the lines so that I can show that. Yeah, right like that. Some of these videos I want to make, I kind of want to make it Patreon exclusive, but I think making video content Patreon exclusive is a little strange unless it's like, you know, unedited, uncut, uncensored type stuff. Otherwise, I feel just a little bit weird doing it that way. But I may design some gender buddies that are exclusive to Patreon. Because you'll come to find out that what did I do? What the heck? You'll come to find out that I label each gender buddy with like a level, and it's actually its rarity. I put them all into categories: common, basic, common, uncommon, rare, and mythical. But it's actually levels 1 through 6, and I skipped 5. That's the secret one. It goes between rare and mythical. I call it the secret category. It's just, rarer. Actually, it's between uncommon and rare. I should have said that. So it's between uncommon and rare. It's the level 5s, and that's where I wanted things like the celestial gender system or the Galactian alignments. I wanted to release them as their own little packs, their own little like groups of genders, like released in their own little like phases. But I might make those Patreon exclusive. I really am bothered by this. So let's yike, just one yike. Not quite multiple yikes yet, but it's getting there. Oh, I see what I did. Yeah, I forgot that stripe is crooked. I did that because this stripe is actually like wavy, so I could do like this. Doesn't have to be totally perfect. And then I drew these stripes in the sketch as more solid on the surface. Okay, I don't, when I have like an inspiration, like, oh, it's based on like this moth or whatever, I don't really like strictly adhere to that. Oh, I see what I did wrong with the wing. Okay. But I don't strictly adhere to like, it's based on this moth, so I need to make it like perfect. No, it's roughly inspired by multiple types of animals or concepts. I kind of put a bunch of things together into one design. I noticed the wing was a little, so we're gonna it right away. Yeah, sure. Sure, whatever helps you sleep at night, Alex. All right. Sorry I feel or sound so tired. I'm just in a state. I'm just in a strange state of mind. I've been tired. I've been stuck in the house for a while. I feel like I don't do much of anything. I sit here and I draw, which is nice, but I haven't made content in a while, so I feel like I've kind of lost my on-camera voice. Now that wing looks fatter than the other. But it needed to be longer, so I at least fixed that. So we're gonna fix the other side same way, except instead of making it longer, just make it a little chunkier. Whoop. Okay. Yeah, a lot of this is fixing really ridiculous things. Let's pull it down. And I don't have to like really fix anything, like adjust anything after that. Though on this side, this moon has to go back. There we go. That's about as good as it gets. Whoops. Yeah, it's not going to be perfectly symmetric. That's fine. That's totally fine. But yeah, I wanted to make this a plant type because originally that's what the Bigender design was going to be, and then I ended up not going with that initial design. I ended up I wanted to do a plant of some sort, and the original Bigender design was going to be like 2 fruit hanging off of it, probably with like faces on it or something, but I like the idea of more overlap, almost literal overlap between identities. So this includes the moon phase imagery as a just to show that there's overlap between the identities, there's pieces coming together, because bigender could mean 2 entire identities, it can mean pieces of identities coming together to create 2 genders. two half genders, lots of overlap, or total separation. Depends on the person. So I can't wait to embarrass myself by showing you that I cannot draw curves. I can't, the line art is going to be terrible because I suck at drawing circles. So good luck having patience for that. Watching me is going to be a cringe fest. Okay, so I always do black brush, size 3. I don't use any special... Oh, let me save this. I haven't saved. You get to see my other buddy designs, whatever. In this folder, as of now, I've got an unfinished aesthetic gender, unfinished A-binary, and then I have the finished agender, gender era, gender veer, neutroid, and non-binary. I'm starting to get a little more comfortable with the colors. I used to just only stick to the colors of the flag for a design, but when it came to making the Neutroy buddy, which should be out by the time you see this video, when I created that, I realized that like it's so metallic it would look better silver, so I went with that for its design, and kind of cheated and added like silver to it, even though it's not in the flag. But I think my general rule is going to be that I'm going to always include the colors from the flag, at least the particular flag that I chose to use for the design. I need the undo button to be close to me. But I'm always going to use colors from the flag, but I am going to... my hand, as I'm making the curve, keeps shaking. It like keeps twitching right at the top of that curve. I can easily fix that though, but I started making it round and it actually looked good there. I might round these off. But I'll always use the colors from the flag, but I may add other colors as needed, because some flags only have 1 or 2 colors. Some flags have like not enough colors to put into the design that I want to make, and I design the critter without the colors in mind, and I figure out colors later. I don't want to look at the colors and be like, okay, what animal is that color? I don't want to do that. I want to design the critter first and then figure it all out later on, color wise and all that. Yeah, let's round these off. Ooh. I mean, I know it's not supposed to be symmetric. It's like not perfectly symmetric up here. It's just fuzz. Fuzz isn't gonna look perfect down the middle like that. Sorry for my voice. Not used to talking on camera. Let me is that not perfectly black? No, it is. Okay, it didn't look like it was total black, and I was a little worried. So usually I'll do like one of these, and then like kind of fix it as I go. Do one of these. Oh gosh. It's very weird when like people are watching. It's very weird doing it for a video. Jeez. Let's not swear. Here we go. There we go. I mean, if I make this content Patreon exclusive, I might just let myself swear because it's what I normally do anyway. Depends on the day. Depends on how spicy I'm feeling. All right. Let me save that. Look at it. It's so beautiful. I'm done. I am not. I've got a long way to go. Not as much detail. I want them to look more fantastical, colorful, huge, like detailed, the more rare they get. So Bigender is part of level 2. It's one of the common buddies. No, it's one of the basic buddies. Oh no, I'm a fake fan of my own thing. But yeah, it's a level 1 buddy. It's basic, so it's nothing too fabulous. It's a basic element. It's a plant type, so the elements tend to get, jeez, Louise Belcher, come on. But yeah, the designs get more intricate, and I give them like a more rare element, depending on, like, I gotta do it this way. I know it's weird. I gotta rotate the canvas because I need to do like a clear, like that. But yeah, I give them a more rare element, depending on like their level. So you're not going to see the cosmic or void or stellar types in this category, the like level 1 category. Not really that often. Not really at all. Oh, did I draw that on the wrong layer? I did. No. Well, you win some, you lose some. That looks better. Let me save that. Okay. Yeah, I have a pretty regular habit of checking which layer I'm on, so thank goodness that is what I did. And then, I mean, I guess people always turn the paper to, like, draw, so I imagine that, like, that's what I do with the canvas a lot. Gotta roll up my sleeves. It's very hot in here. Mostly because I'm nervous and weird, but wow. I mean, I guess if the line is really that simple, I could just grab it and move it if I can't complete it. Yeah. Let me try that one more time. Yeah, I can fix the end of it. I can fix, like, this part. Oh, boy, oh boy, oh boy. So yeah, hope everyone is doing well. I want to do more of these as I get more comfortable. I know that sounds weird for someone who's been on YouTube for over, what, like 7 years now? I've been on YouTube for like 7 years, and I still, well, right now, I feel awkward. I think it's just that I haven't been in the right headspace for making content. I haven't been as confident as I could be, so let me stop you right there. I don't want to make it all the way to the end and then mess up something and have to start that over again, so I'll stop it and then kind of follow it around this way. Whoop, boop, boop, boop. Trying not to use the keyboard too much because my mic is mounted to the desk, so I don't want to like make a lot of noise with that. It's really bad when I have to, like, if I'm doing like a gaming video and then I have to use the keyboard. Like if I'm playing Minecraft, I have to use the keyboard for that. Because I can't imagine playing it any other way unless I'm like on Switch. But I don't like the controls on Switch like that. But yeah, I'm rambling a bit. I just try not to make everything so auditorily horrible. It's bad enough you have to listen to my voice. What happened? Alex, what happened? What the heck happened? I was trying to, like, make it even with this, but I guess I failed dismally at doing that. Let me see. It really does look like a pizza. It looks like a little pizza slice. That's really funny. Alright. I'll definitely... Yeah. Oh boy. The most challenging thing that I've had to deal with making these gender buddies has definitely been something as simple as the boy and girl designs. Oh my goodness. The overthinking. Because I really wanted to make them not super close to like an animal design. I wanted it to be an ambiguous kind of animal because I didn't want to accidentally like give the boy design a more masculine animal, I guess, and I didn't want to accidentally do that the opposite way with the girl design. So I really overthought how to do those. And how to pick the colors. I didn't want to literally do a pink and blue, so I spent a lot of time trying to figure that one out, like before they had to like be released, and I think I did an all right job, but it like there's such a simple design, but I did the most thinking for it, which was, it was awful. But believe it or not, the simplest label was the hardest one to design, because I just wanted to do it justice. I didn't want to, like, the original design for transmasculine and transfeminine, I don't know if I'm going to stick with them. So by the time you like see this, I don't know if their designs will have changed, but I wanted to do something that had moth wings for transmasculine and something that had butterfly wings for transfeminine, both with like a floral type of design to them. But I was really, really trying not to like lean too heavily into like, oh, one is a girl animal and the other's a boy animal. Like I'm really trying to work outside of the obvious and work outside of the cliche. For gender fluid, I really tried not to make that a water type. I really tried. What is going on with this line? Okay, I see what I did. But yeah, I almost wanted to do gender fluid as a water type, and then I was like, no, they're going to expect that. I gotta do something else. I cannot make this a water type. That's not doing it justice. That's too obvious. I need something that's really going to like surprise them. So that's why I did away with bigender being literally two creatures fused together. Trigender is going to be a little bit different. I don't know if you'll see the trigender design by the time that this goes live, but I'm trying not to. It's gonna, oh boy, trigender is going to literally be 3 parts that come together, but yeah, otherwise I'm trying to like do something a little bit more unexpected with some of these. It's gonna be fun. I think some of the designs are gonna be really good for these, just because like some of them I'm working with the abstract. Some are leaning really heavily into the colors of the flag or the designs on the flag. Some of them are like really leaning into their own elements. If I make them a plant type, I might make them really planty, whereas like this guy isn't a plant, but he's a plant type. I don't know why I said this guy. They all use its pronouns. They don't have genders there, and they're also not the literal genders that they represent. That's a point I made with the pinned post on the Gender Buddies blog, that these are not literally the genders that they represent. They just represent genders. This one doesn't literally have 2 genders. It doesn't have specific pronouns. They're all using its pronouns. I have a feeling that this wing is not going to be right. Brush. Okay. Can I make it? Sometimes I have to get real close, and it looks so weird, but it happens. It's really weird to record my process, because I haven't done this since I did like Five Nights at Freddy's fan art. And yeah, but before I knew anything about how Scott Cawthon was, I was a big fan of Five Nights at Freddy's, and I like it as a concept, but I don't like Scott Cawthon so much anymore for very good reasons. That's pretty disappointing. But yeah, I used to make Five Nights at Freddy's fan art, and I would do a speed drawing on my gaming channel, and then I would do it in parts. One part would be like sketching it out and adding the lines, and then the other part would be like adding the color and maybe even like the background detail, depending on how long those videos would take, and then I would show the final result in the very last like 20 seconds of the video. It was fun. I like doing that. That's some old artwork though. I've learned a lot since then. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get this line to go a different way. I know it looks awful, but I'm erasing along it. My lines are clean, but they're not really like, they're very stiff. I make them so very like straight and clean. I'm learning. After years of having my tablet. Actually, I made the wings line up. Whoa. I didn't think they were going to line up properly. I know that the one on the right is a little thicker, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'll adjust it if I need to. But yeah. I was really... this design took me so long to like figure out like what I wanted to do with Bigender. And at first it was like, okay, a plant with 2 fruits on it. It was one of the first things I had conceptualized besides Genderveer. It was one of the first designs I tried to play with. So it was going to be like a tree with 2 fruits, and that was the 2 genders represented. And then I was like, that's too obvious. And then for some reason, I really wanted to draw a possum. And I brought back the idea of having like 2 components to it, so it was like a plant-like possum with the 2 fruit attached to the tail, and I didn't like it, especially since I didn't want to go mammal again. I've got a lot of mammal-like things, and I'm trying to steer away from that to go more into the abstract and more into the unfamiliar. So I've got weird creature designs lined up, some inspired by real non-mammal creatures, and some that are just, I made those up. What happened? Oh, wow, what happened? But yeah, I did away with the possum design. I don't know what it was. I think I was just randomly looking up moths because I wanted to use a moth design somewhere, but I didn't know where. And I looked up some moths, and I saw the Cecropia moth, and I saw that the moth had like these moon phase like things, and I know I wanted to use moon phases to show like gender fluidity or change in gender. Like originally I wanted to do something like that with one of the buddies, and I decided to just mix the 2 concepts. I was like, well, I want to use the moon phase idea, and I want to make something that's not a mammal, so let's just put those together and do it for Bigender. So it was a process. Some of them came to me pretty easily. Genderveer, I knew for some strange reason, I just knew that I wanted it to be a frog-like thing. I don't know why. I wanted it to be an amphibian to show like, I guess I was going with the colors of my redesign of the flag with a lot of greens, blues, yellows, typically staying in the green and yellow range though, and it just made me think of nature. And then I was thinking about frogs, and I was like, that would be cool to do a frog-like critter, but not make it water type. I did not make it a water type. That needs fixing. I have a sketch layer. Why like, why does it turn out that way? I have a sketch layer. I have no excuse. Oh my goodness. All right. We're gonna literally... Oh no. Look how crooked that is. It's because I've had coffee. My hands are naturally shaky anyway, and I have nerve damage in one of my fingers, so sometimes this doesn't work. But the longer I'm drawing, the better I'm getting at handling my hand's propensity to cramp and the pain that comes with the nerve damage in that one finger. Oh, that's not what I want. Oh my God, that's not what I want. All right, we're going to do one more thing. I'm going to cheat. I'm not redrawing this lower. I'm going to literally grab it and move it because it's driving me nuts. Yeah, good enough. Okay. Good enough is enough. Always remember that. Good enough is enough. It's okay if you just do the bare minimum. Sometimes you cannot make it perfect, and you shouldn't have to make it perfect. Oh my lord, hold on. I'm so popular on the internet. My phone is buzzing. That's just a Discord notification. I like to make sure I'm paying attention to all my notifications because it's really nice to see people like interacting in the Discord server and everything. I'm looking at the body of the moth in my sketch. Body needs to be fatter. There's too much fuzz on the back, but I'm going to keep it. It looks more like a rosy maple moth with the big fluff, but I'll keep that. But I think the body needs to be shorter than what I've got here and a little bit fatter. So I think if I could do this correctly, I think more like this. Oh, wait, what did I do? No. I said... Oh, undo. I accidentally saved it. Meant to say undo. Okay. If I have a particularly difficult line to make, I have a bad habit of getting really quiet before I do it, or as I'm doing it. I'm just going to do this, just like that. And then I'll just erase the lines that overlapped over here. That's the easiest way to do that. I was hoping to be able to do that with the half moons down here by drawing a circle and then just erasing whatever overlaps, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. I think I have to actually draw those, and I'm not looking forward to it. It was hard enough doing the wings and making the wings line up properly. All right. Yep. No going back. There is, though. If I want to go back, I can go back. I don't feel like I had fixed the line work of the gender veer buddy as much as I did with the other designs. I feel like I did that one and just kind of let my lines be kind of crooked and my hand be shaky for it. But you'll notice the designs are actually getting a little bit more sophisticated and a lot more detailed the longer I go on, because I'm getting better and better ideas for some of these. Because I started this without any kind of concrete plan, and now I'm slowly piecing together how I want these to go, and getting more and more inspired by different animal designs, creature designs. Let me save that. I save very often, which is a very good habit. Let me avoid having to do the other line work for the moon phases, so that I can do these. I know this is a weird way to do this, but it's to help, the angle helps my hand move better. That's why I twist it, turn it like that. There we go, wow. I actually met those lines up pretty good. But I still don't like it. I'll fix that later. Okay, that doesn't look bad now, but there's something I want to fix about it. What else to talk about? Well, I've got 120 of these I want to release. And I feel like I'm a little over my head with that. I'm in over my head with that idea, but I want to give it a try. This is what I wanted to fix. Frick. Can I say frick? I can say frick, I think. There we go. A little rounder like that. And I know that looks bad, but then I'll do this. That's not where that was supposed to go. Didn't mean to hit the desk if I did. Sometimes I hit the desk and then the mic picks that up and then it sounds awful. But yeah, I wanted to bring this farther out like that. Close up it looks a little funny, but once I zoom out, then you can see how the lines are working there. Boop. I guess. And this one should come in tighter like that. Like that. There we go. And then I can come in and just do away with this. I'm not the best artist. I've been drawing for a while. I'm self-taught, But I don't take a lot of inspiration from other artists, really. Like, not as much as I used to. I kind of just draw in my own style, which is good. I guess it's a sign of, like, artistic independence. I've got my own style, my own way of doing things, but not classically trained, and there was a very long period of time where I wasn't drawing, so I got very rusty, and it was very hard to get back into it. It's like getting back into playing guitar, because guitar is very hard to play if you put it down for so long and then picked it back up again. Just having to, like, rebuild the calluses on your fingers and stuff. It's very painful. That leaf there is too yucky. I'm going with yucky. Let me not zoom in as far. Sometimes I zoom in too far, and then I end up accidentally making something too big. The scaling isn't proper. So let me, first of all, follow the vein in that leaf, or the stem, rather, and then let's make it a little skinnier, skinty. It's not like Photoshop. I can't rotate and scale with the same function. I have to, like, click on scale and then click on rotate when I need that. It's a little blech, but whatever. I don't like drawing in Photoshop, though. I like the way the brushes are in Paint Tool Sci. I don't know how to set up new brushes in Photoshop. I should probably look it up. But does that look any different? I guess it looks okay. That's not too bad. All right. Not going for perfect, just wanting it to represent the thing. So we've got these half moon markings. It doesn't look like it's really like a half moon, but once I get the colors, then it's easier to see how many moons were incorporated into this design. Okay, that's not too bad. Kind of weird here, but that's all right. All right, the fun part, the freaking, like, crescent moons, and my hand is already trying to shake. I'm trying to hold on to the pen, but my fingers just want to shake so much, and it doesn't help that I had coffee not too long ago, and that affects the steadiness of my hand. I might keep it that way, because that looks more like that almost boomerang shape that the original Cecropia moth has. I like that a lot. Oh no, I can already see this going badly. Oh no. Wow. Yike. I know I could probably copy paste the other moon. I've thought about it. I've thought about doing designs that way so that I could at least make them symmetric, but no, I don't like that. I want it to look like it's not perfect on both sides, because a lot of animals don't turn out that way. A lot of animals have asymmetry. Even something like a moth, the patterns aren't going to be the same on both sides exactly. Like, I want these to look like I've drawn them separately. So, stubbornly, I am doing this, I guess. Yuck, yucky, yucky, yucky. Alright. I'm going to do some adjusting to that curve. Like, yeah, that one on the other side, I like how that turned out. I don't know what happened here, but that other one is very nice looking. Oh, I know what I did wrong. A little bit. Okay. That looks terrible, but not terrible in the same way it did just a second ago, so I guess we're going with that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. I might redraw it rather than trying to fix it so much, because it's just going to keep getting worse. Oh my goodness. There was first of all, look up the YouTuber Chad. She is so funny. She recently, not recently, but one of her videos that I watched recently, she talked about a TikTok where someone was trying to renovate their bathroom and kept just making mistakes, and then instead of redoing it would just keep like adding things to it, and eventually just it was chaos, and the person had to like undo all the stuff that they had done to the bathroom, and it was awful looking. And that's what this reminds me of, is just like I just keep adding layers of paint instead of just removing all the paint altogether. It was so funny. This person was trying to like paint their bathroom sink a color, so they like did that, and then it turned out awful, and then they kept just adding paint to it. They kept just layering on the paint as a way to fix it instead of just giving up and doing something else. It was so funny. I love stuff like that. I love chaos. I'm trying to just resize the moon. Oh boy. I might keep it. Oh boy, oh boy. I want to get to the coloring. The coloring's my favorite part. Especially for this, because I'm using the currently commonly used Bigender flag. I'm not using the pink and blue and purple one. I'm using the one that has yellow in it. And I'm really excited. Let me get my sketchbook out of the way. Let me take a drink real quick. Look at this man. And I say man because that's a male. You can tell by how big and fuzzy those antennae are. Let me check my phone. Okay. Look at him. Oh my god. Look at that. That is beautiful. And also this guy. Look at that. Hey, there's some purple in it. Okay, that's interesting. Some of them have a more brown coloration. I like that one. This. Oh, wait. Oh, I think it's edited. I think it had some, like, color editing done to it. I think. Oh, no, this one has purple in it. Not nearly that high in contrast, but I can see that here. Okay. I got a little worried. All right. This orange makes it look like there's a tiny moth inside of the larger moth. It's very cute. Okay, let's stop looking at moths. I'll be honest, I couldn't always tell you how I came up with like some of the elements that these are. A design comes to mind first. An animal, a creature. I know that this is crooked. I don't think I want to follow. Well, let me follow this and then like make adjustments to it. I'm not really good at drawing circles like that. But yeah, the design comes to mind first, and then I end up like really thinking about like what that animal, creature, thing represents, and then I give it an element later on, and the element has more to do with the animal than it does with what gender it represents, most of the time. Some are pretty obvious. If there's a gender based on an element or like an aspect of nature or like a season, that makes it a little more like I can just literally use like an obvious element for that. Okay, that's not that bad. Not that bad. I know that I am avoiding that one half moon design. Oh, there we go. Let's put it here. Yeah, let's put the circles closer together. Okay. That's not as bad as I thought it would be. Now I just gotta do it again. I'll do the same thing on this side. I'll just follow the sketch and then move it. But I'm going to overlay that on top of the other circle and at least get the size right. Just to make sure that we're somewhat symmetric, because the size on each side still needs to be at least somewhat okay. Let's fix that right here, I suppose. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. This is not good. Okay. What? Just a Mario sound effect coming out of my mouth. I'm summoning my days as a gaming YouTuber back in 2018 and earlier. I think I made some content in 2019 or 2020 because I played the second chapter of Deltarune. And then that was like the very last thing I ever did. I noticed that it wasn't getting any views, so I gave up again. Because gaming is just so saturated. Speaking of Mario, Chris Pratt is a little liar. I'll explain that in a minute. I gotta make sure it look large. It look large and in George. So let's fix that, George. Yeah. Okay. So Chris Pratt said, yeah, hey, I did it. Said that he stomped Koopas in Mario at the arcade cabinet at the laundromat. No, he didn't. The first Mario Brothers arcade game, not Super Mario Brothers, just Mario Brothers, you did not stomp Koopas. You would flip them from underneath and you would kick them afterwards. You did not stomp Koopas in that one. The only other arcade game where you could stomp Koopas was Super Mario World Arcade. And I know that he didn't play that in a laundromat because the only types of arcade cabinets that had Super Mario World Arcade dispensed tickets. So he's a liar. He's a damn dirty liar. The original Super Mario Brothers was on NES, and you could stomp Koopas, but not in the arcade. Oh God, my thumb is twitching. Why would my thumb twitch? Ooh, yucky. Ooh, yucky. Not as bad as it could be, but still yucky. That other side looks gorgeous. There we go. Let me erase the extra. But yeah. I love Jack Black as Bowser. That's fantastic. Really, really like Jack Black as Bowser. I'm not disappointed with Mario having just a normal speaking voice. I know giving him the Italian accent, like giving Charles Martinet a chance to do that would have been great, but I know the but sounds like I'm supporting Chris Rat. I'm not. But I like his normal speaking voice, and I think that if like Mario on the NES was just made into a movie, I like nowadays, and Mario, like 3D Mario with his Charles Martinet voiceover, if that didn't exist, I bet people would have voiced him over like that, and it would have been just fine. I think that he sounds just fine, and the movie looks amazing, and I like Bowser. Bowser's design, I know he doesn't look much different. They made him look iconic and recognizable, but he does have a different design than his video game counterpart. And he looks great. His voice actor's great. It's nice. It's so nice. Sorry, I'm checking my phone just in case that was something important. Now that I'm drawing, once I start drawing and the sketch layer isn't there anymore, that means that we're pretty much ready to move on to the coloring. I just gotta get this and then those like stripes on the end of the wings. Oh my God, what happened? I guess if I had hit transform or free to form, maybe that would have been good. Okay, that's not actually that bad. Okay. It did make it look a little fuzzy. Sometimes if you like scale it too much, it makes the lines very fuzzy, but I don't know if it'll be that noticeable once I get the color in there, because I'm zoomed in 300%. These lines are actually quite thin. I think that's okay. Oh boy, I'm second guessing myself. But yeah, you can't notice it that much. I've been struggling with fatigue lately, but I think it's just I haven't left the house in a freaking millennium. I did it. I know that the wings don't have to be super symmetric. A moth doesn't open its wings and then it's identical on each side. Like, one wing can be less open than the other. It's fine. That's what I'm telling myself. But yeah, I like the idea that you look at this creature and you don't know this is bigender. You don't look at this without its colors and think it's bigender. That's what I'm going for, is that it's not obvious. They're very unique designs. I'm not confident on this, but no fear. Julia Child said no fear. That's what I'm doing. No fear. Just go for it. Work out the kinks later. I also need to pay attention to my the sketchbook, because I don't know. I wrote notes on like what the colors were supposed to be, and I don't know what any of those are. So I need to actually like look at that. Time for colors. Thinking. Usually there's a main body color, and then there's like the detail color. And color one is usually like main body, but this is going to have two different types of coloration. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to consider color one and color two as half and then half. Maybe. I'm not sure yet. I don't know how I want to do it yet. No. Color one will be the main wings, the big wings. Color two will be the bottom wings, and then detail color is its own layer. Don't worry, it'll make sense in a minute. Let's open up the Bigender flag. So I really enjoy the fact that, like, Paint Tool Sci recognizes Photoshop files. That surprised me. Oh, look how big my pen is, because the flag is a really big size. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that was on screen. I do got to free up some storage space. But yeah, let me pull all these colors for my little scratch pad. I put these in the middle, and then the shading colors go on, like the highlight and shade colors go on either side. But yeah, Photoshop files are compatible with Paint Tool Sci. I didn't know that. That's very interesting to me. All right. I hope it doesn't look super weird when I keep like zooming in like that. And hopefully this isn't a ridiculous zoom. I hope this makes sense. That pink is interesting. Where is that? It's so very close. It's a little darker than a normal pink. And it's like between the red and magenta. It's very interesting. I know that the trans pride pink is actually technically in the red. It's more red, and then it's like lighter to make it kind of pink, but it's not a powder pink. It's more of a very light red, which is very interesting. I don't know, why am I doing it this way? I could just bring it across. I'm gonna use the paint bucket tool for this one. I think I may just, yeah, I'm not going to draw around the moons. The moons will be colored and their color will go on top, so it's okay if this pink ends up bleeding into that. It's really just filling this in. I'm being so slow about it. I'm not the best at coloring, but I'm better at coloring than my lines, I feel like. And sometimes I'm not great at like shading and highlighting. I think it's just because I'm very bad at shading and highlighting certain materials. Like this moth is going to be very fuzzy, and I don't really know how to make that apparent when I do the shading and highlighting. So usually I opt for a very simple shade and highlight. I used to Jesus. I used to shade with black, which is the thing you don't do. I would overlay like a 50% or 30% opacity and just put black over it, but I've started now to what was I gonna say? Oh my god, my ADHD. I started to shade using a darker version of the color that's supposed to go over top, and that turns out to be way better, especially since I don't need to adjust the opacity. It's just putting that color over top, and it'll look like shading if I do it right. Let me get that. Yeah, the coloring is nice. The coloring is nice and calm. I can do it a lot faster than the other components of this, but also I got this done so fast. I've been pumping these out really fast because so many of these I've been so sure on their designs. It's the Maverick design I'm stuck on as of now. I think by the time this goes out, you'll already see the like what I did for the Maverick design. But I'm struggling on that because for some strange reason I really wanted to base it off one of my cats. So I'm not great at drawing cats, or at least like cartoony looking cats like these. So I'm doing one wing blue, one wing that pink color, and the two back wings there, both will be purple. It should look okay. I think it's actually going to look really cool. So that's going to be fun. Oh, this is a nice blue. I never looked at these colors isolated. It's a newer flag design, so it's like not as saturated as you normally see like other flags. It's so nice looking that I wonder who made this. I gotta figure out who made the current Bigender pride flag, because this is so nice. The blue is nice, the pink is nice, and it's all kind of the same amount of saturation. The yellow is a little bright, but somehow works with this. I wish there was like orange or something. I don't know. It's like blue, purple, pink, and I wish there was a like orange and yellow rather than just yellow randomly thrown in there. I don't know, because I like the imagery of the blue and purple, or the blue and pink coming together to make the purple, and then like having a third type of color kind of on its own. I don't know. I thought that would be interesting. For some reason, it never fills in like 1 pixel's worth of like lines. It's like a pixel wide, and it just doesn't fill in. So I have to go in and like paint it over. But otherwise, the coloring is so easy, and I don't have to think too hard on it. Plus, it's really easy to recolor the layers if I want to use different colors. With the Gender Veer Buddy, which was the very first one I designed, basically it's the face of the blog now. It's acting as kind of a mascot almost. I really overthought how I should do the colors, so I had it initially one color, and then the details were another color, and then I kind of switched the detail color until I came across something I really liked. I just kept recoloring it until it looked nice. This doesn't look too bad. I did just try to color over a spot of dust on my screen. I thought that was like, I thought that was something I had to fill in. It was not. Oh, look at that. That's cool. So what I think I might do, well, I've got color 1 and color 2 there, so let's get this going. Well, I've got the first 2 colors for color 1, and now I have color 2. So what I think I might do is only do the flat colors now, and then I'm going to do the shading and adjusting things as I see fit, like fixing that little thing right here. But I'll do just the flat colors, and that'll be the end of the video. And then I will make the shading and all the detail colors, or all the details and everything. And then you'll get to see the final design, not in a video, but when it gets released. I thought it would be cool to get a sneak peek of this buddy. By the way, when you go on the Gender Buddies blog and all that, go on to the, if you're on desktop, go onto the like about page, or I think it's called info, and it always tells you what phase we're in. Like, you know, I release the buddies in phases of 12, but what phase we're in and what to expect. So there's actually a list of genders there to expect for the current phase. So even if they haven't been posted yet, you get to go and like get a little sneak peek at what to expect, because then you can make your own theories on what, like, how you think I did those creatures, how I designed them and everything. So, and what types I decided to make them. So I thought that would be kind of cool, having that available as your just to be able to see, like, get a sneak peek preview. I like that I have no ability to hold up a conversation while I'm trying to focus on this. This has been very calming for me. There has been so much turbulence in my life for the past year, but this has been worth it. Being able to do this. Sorry, just fixing. As I add color, I'm noticing the absence of color along the edges, and I'm trying to fix that. My pen has a button on it. I'm color grabbing with that, in case you were wondering how the heck I was doing that. I'm not a wizard, so don't worry. Wasn't what was happening. It was just me color grabbing so fast, because it's easier than grabbing clicking on the dropper tool and doing it. Yep, so the moon detail is going to be on top of this other color. Let me try to... Oh, if you're wondering how I'm changing the size like that, there's a wheel on my tablet, and I can tell it to do anything, really. If I push this button, I can scroll, cycle through layers, which doesn't work for some reason. Wait, what? Ew, what is it doing? Oh, and rotate. But I keep it at brush size because I can change the size of the brush while I'm drawing. All right, what did I want for the fluff? The fuzz was going to be white. The stripes and the fuzz were going to be white, which would make this half moon thing white. So what I'm going to do here is not fill it in. I'll do it the other way around, and I'll do like that. Oh, that looks great. That's going to look so good. I almost made the spots white, but I think the yellow can work because they're moons. I want them to look like they can glow, which they can. Little thing about this buddy is that the moon-shaped spots can glow at night. That's the idea I was going, because moths are nocturnal, which is also part of the reason why I use the moon imagery, besides phases of the moon representing different pieces of an identity coming together. But yeah, I wanted the spots to be able to glow. I do that a lot. I have a lot of buddies that can glow. But I think that's kind of cool. Bioluminescence. Bioluminescence. My goodness. Yeah, these are so small, I don't think I need to use the fill tool. I think I can just color them in and hopefully not miss anything. I don't need to use every single color in a flag. Like, I think it's fine if I don't use white. Uh-oh, I got a message. Partner is awake. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, I don't think I need to use white. I don't need to use every single color in a flag, especially if it's white. It's really hard to incorporate white into a design. Like, I just don't want it to look too weird, I guess. Though I could change the spots to be white and then the body to be yellow. I'm not sure on that yet. I know it seems like I'm rushing. I'm actually trying to like get this recorded and out of the way, because I actually have someplace I need to go. So, but it's been fun. It's been nice doing a nice long form video. I haven't done one of those in a while. I haven't done a video where it's just me chilling and like recording, just me talking. Also, I just realized that the stripes on the wings are white, and I might cheat and just not. No, I have to color them in. I just realized, because if I shade them, they need to have color there. I can't just leave them blank like that. I have to actually paint them in white. But yeah, I guess that's a way to incorporate the white coloring. All right, so I wanted the body and the fuzz. The body could have had colorful stripes, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do it all a solid color, and then stripes on the ends of the wings will be white. I think the antenna will be Should I do them purple or should I do them yellow? Or should I pick a different color? Because I am experimenting with adding different colors, but as long as I don't make the majority of the creature or too much of the creature, like the color I decided to add to it, I think that takes away from its design a little too much. Let me do like one of these. I guess the head's gonna be yellow. Is that too much yellow? Or should I do it black? No, I guess the head's supposed to match the fuzz. So we're gonna do this. I don't know why I decided to paint all this in, like the fuzz in like that, instead of just do the edges and then fill it in with a paint bucket, but that's what I decided to do. Yeah, if you end up enjoying this kind of content, I might do this again. I might try. I have like a list of like gender buddies I want to design in, like do videos for. I want to record the process of making those. So I have a specific list in mind for that. Because there's certain ones that I'm so sure of how the design is going to come out that I think recording it would be really cool. And I can talk about like where I got the inspiration for their design. Oh, I saw the announcement trailer for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I'm very excited for that. I've had Pokemon on the brain, specifically since coming out with this like this particular project, because there are some similarities. I know it's very similar to Pokemon, but if you look at the pinned post on the blog, I have talked about like I'm trying to keep it far away from the idea of Pokemon. It's very easy to accidentally replicate Pokemon as an idea when you're talking about creatures that you can like spot and either collect or document that have like elemental abilities. Like it's really easy to accidentally make it too similar to Pokemon. That just happens. But I did purposely design some of this to be far from that by making their abilities not attacks. I made their abilities like not harmful, and I gave them elements that aren't included in the in Pokemon to begin with. Did my best. All right, so for a little explanation here, I'm going to add this green, and it matches the saturation of this color palette. So it's kind of that like not too saturated, almost hazy green. I'm going to add that for just the antenna and probably the head. And then I can call it there. I got to save. Oh my goodness. I got so into talking, I forgot to save it. But we can leave it there. And I'm going to go get some food and hang out with my lovely partner and do what gay dudes do on a day off. Watch a lot of YouTube videos, drink a lot of tea, and pet very many cats. That's going to be my day. I will do the shading and highlighting on this another time, but not for a video. I will have that posted and you'll be able to see the final product another time. I may even like add something different maybe. Like I think that would be cool. But normally when I'm in this stage, I don't add anything. This is the design. So yeah, I will eventually take requests, but I want to get the initial gender phases released first before taking on requests, because I need to get the initial like set of 120 out, and I'll probably have a list somewhere of all the ones I plan on doing, just so that if people like if I take requests, I don't want people to accidentally request something I already have like in the works, I guess. So that's the base color, flat colors, and I'm going to probably save this online where I can like show people what I came up with. I'll save the line layer, and then I'll save like the color layer. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I've been recording for way too long, but yep, this is Bigender Buddy. Whoops. And, oh, I like the yellow and the green. That looks good. And you will see the finished product with the shading and possibly maybe other details added, because the wings do look a little empty. I might add another crescent moon somewhere on here, or maybe even like a mostly full moon. I don't know, or mostly, I don't know what you call it, gibbous moon. Maybe we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm signing off for now. See you later.